Do you guys think werewolves ever get tired of doing it doggy style? Like at some point there has to have been a lady werewolf that was just like, Harold, can you just look me in the eyes once? I don't know why I tell that joke. Nobody ever laughs, so don't feel bad. Another thing that perplexes me though is I come from North Pole, Alaska, which is not a Halloween-friendly town, as it turns out. And so when I saw a bunch of little kids outside in just a plethora of different costumes, I could not control my urge to want to kick one in the face. And I want you to know it's because in Alaska, even if you do brave the cold and you go outside and you go trick-or-treating, every kid is the same thing. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I have a particular hatred for the Michelin Man. Because he gets to sit down to a nice Thanksgiving dinner, get himself a nice spare tire going, you know? Then he walks out into traffic and just starts throwing things at people. And everyone's like, I love you, Michelin Man, you give me traction. Do you know what happens if I go out into public and just start throwing bits of myself at people I don't know? I get locked up, and that's not fair. I heard a snicker, somebody like that. And I don't know, maybe I am a little bitter. Something about living in an environment where your testicles live near your heart for warmth 9 months out of the year has just done that to me. And the only reason I can really accept that is because I'll do this thing now where I'll be listening to music, and it doesn't matter what music, it can be music I chose to listen to, and I will decide that I have to say something sarcastic back at it. It'll be like, every time I look at you, I go blind. Well, maybe you're not supposed to stare at the sun. Or, why can't I breathe whenever I think about you? It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. You're not supposed to do that. It's unhealthy for you. I'm worried. This sex is on fire. And that's why you're not supposed to fuck Boy Scouts. They're trained to do one thing and one thing only, and that is create fire with the least amount of friction possible. Alright, fine. So in 1987, the book series Where's Waldo started. You were wondering, I know. Now that means that the hunt for Waldo began right then and there in England, except his name wasn't Waldo. It was Wally. Not only that, I've done some research. Turns out, Waldo has 15 different aliases across the globe. Alright? I don't know what this guy did to make us hunt for him for the last 30 years, but we're on it. I've decided that instead of Waldo, they should just call him Jason Bourne. Alright, fine. If any of you have seen the TV show, which I bet none of you had, because I hadn't until last night, it opens very differently. It paints a very different picture. Because your beginning scene is Waldo walking along a forest trail with his dog, talking only to his dog, who, like in a lot of cartoons, the dog will talk back, and that makes it okay, but this dog doesn't know English, and so it's just sad. And he's walking along, and the entire way there he's talking about how the Wizard Whitebeard is the name of the gentleman he's going to see. That's the only name he ever gets. How Wizard Whitebeard never invites Waldo over to his place. He always goes to see Waldo. Which tells us already that Wizard Whitebeard is ashamed of Waldo. And then he gets there, and this guy, it is an old dude wearing nothing but a pointy blue hat, a long red shirt, a comically long white beard, and a Rodney Dangerfield impression. And he... Wow, that bad. Alright. And he opens the door with a hoe on either side of him, which really means... with a hoe on either side of him. And he starts talking to Waldo, and we find out that Waldo's got this cane with him that the White Wizard gave him. It is a magic cane. And then we find out later that this wizard is also sending Waldo off on secret missions with his pimp cane. Which I think really means that Waldo is just a drug dealer that doesn't know any better. Pretty sure that's what that show is about. I'm going to leave you with one decent joke. When I was growing up, me and my dad were sitting around smoking a bong, and I told him, Dad, I want to be a mute, and I'll never forget what he said to me. He looked at me in my big, beautiful brown eyes, and he said, shut the fuck up. Thank you.